The Sims posted a little teaser about some important upcoming dates today. There's a base game update, and they posted a big article about an upcoming event. So in this video, we're gonna look through all of that Sims news together. We'll get to that in a minute. First, I wanna talk about this, the Sims Sim Your Summer that they just posted. This feels like it's a roadmap before the roadmap. If you've been in the Sims community for a while, you've probably seen these roadmaps that they post. They started off calling them quarterly teasers, so they would post them once a quarter, and they would basically tell us everything coming to The Sims 4 for the next 3 months. And they usually will vary in amount of detail. Sometimes it'll just say like 3 kits, 1 expansion pack. Other times there'll be some kind of like hints hidden throughout it about what those kits and expansion packs might be. So we're getting that roadmap on June 5th. This is not the roadmap. It's like a pre-roadmap, I guess. But they've got a couple interesting dates on here that I wanted to talk about. First, it says The Sims live stream, but with 2 E's? I don't know what that is supposed to mean. That could mean anything. And I don't think it's a typo because they've got it on both of the different graphics. There's one that's a little bit smaller that has the same detail. It's kind of like Shakespearean almost. Maybe I'm reading into this, but knowing they have like that nature enchanted by nature pack that leaked and then like this happening, I don't know. I'll be curious to see what that means. One of my friends was like, what if Megan Thee Stallion is gonna be on the stream? I don't think that that's the case either, because surely they would give us more detail if they were gonna have a major celebrity on it. It's also kind of weird to tease a live stream and then not say what time it's gonna be at, especially because it's only a couple of days away, but I don't know. We've got The Sims live stream on Friday. It's weird because normally their live streams are about packs. Like normally they'll have a live stream for a pack launch, and I don't think there's gonna be a pack this week, so it'll be interesting to see what this ends up being about. Maybe they'll announce something, like maybe it's just for fun. I don't know, we'll see. Then they have the roadmap, and this is what I actually care about. So June 5th is the roadmap, and that's where we're gonna find out about all of the upcoming content. So that roadmap is probably gonna tell us about the expansion pack that leaked. They'll probably like tease it and then tell us when a trailer is coming, I'm guessing, and they'll probably announce more than one kit because we've been getting a lot of kits recently, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got kits every single month from June, July, and August. Then they have some stuff about The Sims Free Play, and I don't personally play The Sims Free Play, but on June 10th, there's a Make a Splash happening in Sims Free Play. I honestly have no clue what that means. Is it an event? Is it like they're adding pools? I don't even know if they have pools. If I don't play Sims Free Play, I'm so sorry. We'll find out together on June 10th. Then just sometime in June, no actual date, the Sims merch store is gonna drop some summer themed merch. I like the Sims merch store, so I'm curious to see what they're gonna be doing with that. Although they did something that I think is unforgivable on the merch store this week. They're selling a new Plum Bob headband, and the Plum Bob headband is $38. I don't think they've ever sold an official Plum Bob headband, and they've got 3 versions. They're like meant to match your hair color. So it comes in black, brunette, and blonde. To be honest with you, I don't think that it looks good. Like I bought one, it hasn't come yet, so I'll show you when it comes. But I think that like the shape of the headband, you see how it's kind of like thicker at the top of their heads? I don't think that's very good. I don't know if I really like it. It also lights up, so it looks like it's rechargeable, which I assume is why it's so expensive. This is more expensive than like the Disney ears. You know when you go to Disney World and they sell those little Mickey ears? Those headbands are expensive. This costs more than Mickey's ears do. That's how you know you've gone too far. Mickey Mouse should be at the top of the price charts every time, and the Sims is more expensive. So I don't know about that, and we'll see what this Sims shop summer drop will be, but hopefully they don't have headbands for $38 again. And then on July 22nd, there's some kind of thing called Get Out of Town for the Sims Free Play. And then just generically in July, the Sims board game is coming out. I don't remember if they officially announced this before or if it just leaked, but I heard about this a couple months ago because there was some sort of leak or something. Maybe they teased it, I can't really remember. But this might be the first time they've officially addressed that there's a Sims board game coming out. Either that or they announced it briefly as part of their like Sims birthday events back in February, but doesn't really matter. They're teasing it again now, and it looks like it's actually launching in July. I have not seen the game yet, though I think that you can look it up because they've had like board game events and stuff where people have been able to see it. So we've kind of known about this. I haven't looked at it myself yet. I kind of want to wait until they show us more. But I love board games, and I am really excited about the idea of a Sims board game. I've even talked about this. Like I made a whole video a few years ago where I was talking about like brand collabs The Sims could do. And one of the ideas that I had was Monopoly. This obviously won't be like Monopoly. It'll be its own thing, but I like the idea of a Sims board game. And that's the whole Sim Your Summer teaser they gave us. So they're kind of like soft launching a few little dates and announcements. We'll find out more on June 5th. And then they also announced the Nature's Calling event. So this, I'm assuming, is going to be kind of like the events in the past where you can play a few challenges and then win some prizes in game. But before we get into this, I have a tiny announcement I want to talk about first. As many of you probably know, I've been doing a really big fundraiser over on my Twitch channel for the entire month of May. We're raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and it's the last week of our fundraiser. It's going to end on Saturday, but we have a few really special streams planned for the last few days of the event. We're obviously going to be playing a lot of The Sims 4, and I also bought a bunch of Sims packs to give away on stream. So if you want to come by, I'm going to link my Twitch channel down below, and I'll also link our fundraiser page down below. As of recording this, we have raised $541,000. Last year, we raised $616,000. So I think that we still can beat last year's total. And if you would like to come hang out or help out, I've got that link down below for you. I appreciate all of your support on this so much. You have no idea how much it means to me. And I'll stop yapping. Let's talk about this. So I don't think the event is actually starting yet. It says follow the whispers on the wind and unlock new woodworking and nature themed rewards, including the new reclaimed woodworking table just for logging in. Oh, do you not have to do anything this time? Oh, no. Hold on. Sorry. Got ahead of myself. Could have just looked at the picture. It sounds like everybody who just opens the game gets the woodworking table. And then there's also some rewards for playing the game and like doing the challenges. So it's kind of like a mix between the first ones and then the more recent challenges. Because back when they first started, all you had to do was open the game. And now you have to actually complete the challenges to do it. I think I kind of like that. It gives you a thing to play, but it also gives everybody something, even if you don't have time to play, really. Get ready for a free limited time event that begins on June 24th and ends on August 5th, where you'll need to venture into the great outdoors and hone your handiness skill to discover a long hidden secret of nature. Okay, I assume that they're gonna have you try to max your handiness skill and break into that secret lot in Oasis Springs. One fateful day, you hear a faint voice as you step outside. The voice is fleeting and is soon gone, as if carried away by the wind itself. Still, you long to hear it again, and so you journey forth to discover the source of the whispers. Ooh, okay, storyline. Your adventure will be rewarded throughout the event with new free items such as the wooden throne outhouse. This new off-the-grid toilet can be the perfect place for Sims to handle their business out of doors, or even a spot for a little restroom rendezvous. Outhouse woo spots! Oh my god! Oh, that's so fun. Okay, immediately, we all have to play this event. It doesn't start until June 24th, and you're gonna have a bunch of time to play it. Do not let yourself miss out on Outhouse Woohoo. That's gonna be so cool. Seriously, mark your calendars right now. Like, go and write that down, June 24th, so that you don't miss it. The first week, we'll get, it looks like some glasses and a new wallpaper. Week 2 is a chair and what looks like some new swimsuits. Hold on. Look, I don't wanna read into this too much, but it's kind of giving like fairy wings. Am I wrong? With the leaves and stuff, there's like a swim trunk and then like a full body swimsuit. These glasses even, stop. That is also giving fairy wings. They are taunting us. They are taunting us with this. It seems like we're also gonna get a new recipe in week 2. This thing is probably some new music in game, which I don't really listen to the music in game, so I don't really mind that. It doesn't matter too much to me, but interesting to have. There's a new 3-wide table, a log-shaped tattoo, and then of course the outhouse, the big item, some new rocks, and then a new pair of sandals. And then these are some nature magazine collectibles. It looks like a magazine on display. That is the best collectible we've gotten from one of these events so far. Because last time we had those milk cartons, we had the freezer bonies, and I just don't really use those that much. These might be kind of cute to like put on display in somebody's office or like on a shelf. They're a little bit more versatile, I think. They then go on to explain a little bit more about how it works. All you have to do is like open game into a household. You can make a new one, you could play in an existing household. And apparently your sim will soon hear barely audible whispers in the wind, encouraging them to spend time outdoors and get in touch with nature. So they're gonna give you some quests to complete, like little tasks about woodworking, I assume, and probably like gardening and naturey stuff. There'll be 2 new quests a week for 4 weeks and then a 2-week grace period at the end. So you don't have to log in every single week to do it. You could do the whole thing on the last day if you wanted to. You just have to complete the full thing at some point within that time period. And in the beginning, they just give you a little bit at a time before they're all available. I can link down below a video that I made on one of the previous events so that you can watch that and kind of see how it worked. It sounds a little bit scary, but it is easy, I promise. Oh, ooh. Nature's Calling optional goals. Throughout the Nature's Calling event, you'll have opportunities to earn extra event points through optional goals. These optional goals require you to earn certain expansion packs to complete them, but none of these goals are required to complete the Nature's Calling quests, and all non-consumable rewards will be earnable by all simmers. Completing these goals will simply award bonus event points, allowing you to unlock rewards slightly faster and claim additional consumable rewards. Okay, so I think what they mean by that is that in the past events, you've been able to get like potions as part of the rewards. So they'll have like all the good stuff, the new items that you really want, and then like filler stuff in between of like a happiness potion that's just in the base game. It sounds like you'll be able to get some extra stuff if you have expansion packs. I don't love that. I don't love that the full thing isn't available to all simmers. It feels kind of weird to like start making some parts of it exclusive, but obviously this stuff doesn't actually matter. Like, in the past, I've played all of the events. I have never used or cared about any of these consumable rewards. Like, I never bother with them. It doesn't really matter to me or entice me in the slightest. I guess the real enticing thing is being able to finish the event faster, possibly. Oh, so here's what it'll look like. Whispers on the Wind has your Sims spend time outdoors or visit any park. And you can optionally purchase a romantic blanket on a home lot with Love Struck, and then you'll get extra points that way. So if you have Cats and Dogs, Snowy Escape, Horse Ranch, or Love Struck, you have a chance to get those bonus ones. I don't know what happens if you don't have them. Like, if you don't have those packs, will it show up and be like, too bad for you? You can't do it if you don't have Love Struck, because that sucks. I don't like that. It seems like it might, because it says this requires Love Struck to be able to complete. This makes me feel weird. Okay, they go on to explain what we get as the prizes from every single one of the weeks. Oh, and they have an FAQ thing. They're clarifying they aren't getting rid of SDX drops. They're just also giving us these special events, and there's like more stuff about who's it available to, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll link this down below so you can read the whole thing. I am excited about this, but feeling cautious about the bonus rewards. We'll have to test it out and see how it goes. At the end of the day, I hate when people are not able to access stuff. I hate when like people can get left out from things, and I don't like that people who don't have money to spend on Sims expansion packs will miss out on something. But it seems like you won't miss out on that much, and you can still do the full thing for free. You can just do it faster and maybe get a dumb potion if you have packs. I don't know. We'll talk about it more once it's actually out. I don't want to make a snap judgment because I haven't actually seen it myself yet, but I feel weird. Oh my god, that is perfect timing. I literally just refreshed this page. The patch notes are out for the update. Well, let's go through this. Ooh, the PlayStation and Xbox versions of today's update ran into an issue and will be delayed. Oh, it's been so long since that happened to console players. I don't like that. I know these things are like out of their control, right? Like sometimes things come up, but that stinks. I am very sorry to console players. Hopefully it's not a big update, and hopefully it won't take too long. So today's update is primarily aimed at preparing the game for the Nature's Calling quest event. They've also addressed some issues with the sleek bathroom and sweet alert kits, and also fixed a pesky routing error with fishing spots in Sulani. That is super helpful. I have been so annoyed at that because I keep trying to fish in Sulani and it like won't let you. So now it is hopefully fixed. Oh, created a toggleable on-screen guide for new players to access through the Emily guidance to quickly reference game controls. Wait, show me. I have always thought that there are so many controls in this game that are probably so confusing and like basically inaccessible to new players. Think like alt placing objects and stuff like that, where there's not really anywhere in the game that it my game just crashed. Okay. Performance updates, by the way. In this patch, we've made several optimizations to enhance your gameplay experience. What gameplay experience? Okay, well, as I was saying, I've always thought there's a lot of stuff that would be hard for people to know about without being told. This might be it. Enable help center icon and controls legend. Build mode. Oh, okay, so it shows like how to rotate objects, to access the design tool and change colors, K for the sledgehammer tool, delete to sell objects, Control Z to undo. That's not what I meant when I said I wanted them to give us more help. I mean, I like the UI of this. I think it's helpful. To turn it on, you can go to this enable help center icon thing, and then I can just turn it off right there and it goes away. I sort of thought they would tell you about like alt placing and like move objects and that sort of stuff, because that's what I think people don't know. Although a lot of people ask me how to rotate the camera like this and like how to rotate flooring, and it's just those angled bracket keys. So that is a nice helpful tip. It's nice to have helpful tips. I guess I just wish there were more helpful tips for new players. All right, what else do we have? They improved the goals UI elements to streamline player experience through various situations, events, holidays, and discovery quests. Improved goals UI elements. Let's find out. Let's try to add an event. I don't know anybody. I can't host a party. Hold on. Oh, Santa. Perfect. Let me just add these people to my contacts and we'll try to plan a social event. Okay, I'm hosting a birthday party. I mean, it looks a little bit different, but it's just a slight UI change, I suppose. Yeah, you can see the welcome wagon pop-up looks a little bit different too. It basically is like pushed a little bit lower because they've got an explanation for it now that you can hover over. I think this used to be directly at the top of the screen. Okay, our holiday's about to start too, so we can see if that looks any different. Oh yeah, it's just like a little bit lower down now. And they have like a hover over thing explanation of what it says. Not a huge change, but a subtle one. Then they're talking a little bit about performance updates. They've improved lot loading times by up to 10%. They've increased frame rates with up to 22 FPS gain in laptop mode. Enhanced performance on consoles and PC with smoother graphics. Streamlined game elements to save some memory usage for improved performance. Optimized game processing for faster loader times. Threaded rendering improvements for better gameplay, and fixed graphical bugs for a more stable visual experience. So this is all something that we can't really test right now. We kind of have to just play the game and like see what goes on. Those are some big promises, and it's hard to say because like everybody's gonna have a different experience with loading based on their computer. Improve lot loading by up to 10%. Like, what does that actually mean? I'm gonna be streaming gameplay for a few hours tonight on Twitch. So if you want to drop by, we can kind of like test it out together and see how it's going. But it sounds promising. We'll see. My game did already crash once, but they didn't talk about crashing, I guess. Fixed an issue that allowed Sims with the klepto trait to steal high value items when their mischief skill was lower than required. That's not an issue. They've made it harder for us to steal. Oh, boo, that's annoying. I was noticing that with the stealing aspiration that came out in the last event reward. I was kind of hoping that that was intentional, but I guess it probably was not. Basically, with the klepto trait, your Sims have to have a high mischief skill to steal the best stuff. And as you get your skill higher, you can start stealing more and more expensive items. And there was a bug where you could steal pricey stuff when you had no skills, and now they've changed it. They fixed the routing issues when fishing in Sulani. So if you've had issues being unable to fish in Sulani, they've apparently fixed it. Ooh, in businesses and hobbies, there was a song in it that was accidentally using an older version of the song. So they've replaced it with the correct one. I never listened to the in-game music, so I would never even know that. I just don't want to get copyright claims, so I avoid playing the radio in-game in my videos, but that means I never get to hear the radio songs. Interesting, it looks like there was a couple of issues with the sleek bathroom kit, like the toilet's back plate wasn't hidden when you put it against a wall. Does that mean that, oh my god, I used that toilet already in here. So in-game, it was looking like this. Sounds like it was supposed to be scooted into the wall. That's very interesting. I built this morning, so it's fun to see the super obvious difference. I actually did wonder that because I have been doing that on purpose, like with move objects sometimes. I didn't realize that was an error. I thought it was just kind of like a cool option that you could do. But yeah, you might recognize this toilet, but it's supposed to be like that. And they say that these walls can now be placed side by side. Did you need move objects to do that before? If so, that's really annoying. They fixed that too. In the Sweet Allure kit, it looks like there was an issue with the tights changing color. There was a visual glitch on the back of Sim's legs with a skirt. There were fingernails clipping into a Sim's finger when wearing the layered sweater. And there's also a clipping issue in one of the blazers. So they fixed all of those things as well. Overall, it's not like a huge update. There's not like new free items or anything, but there will be new free items when the event starts. And there seems to be some hopefully promising performance updates. It's just hard to talk about that right now because you need to play the game like a lot to start noticing those improvements. So hopefully after I stream tonight, I'll have noticed some differences. If any of you notice a significant improvement, can you let us know in the comments down below so we can talk about it? Also, let us know if you're excited about the event. How are you feeling about this? Are you excited for the laundry list? Lots of exciting stuff going on. This is kind of a bigger news video than I expected it to turn out to be, but a lot of it is like news about news. Like a lot of it was just, we're gonna have this event, but it hasn't started yet. we're gonna get a roadmap, but we don't have it yet. But I am glad they're being more transparent about what to expect, you know? Okay, well, on that note, I am gonna wrap this video up right here. Thank you for watching. I realize I keep plugging it, but I am gonna link my Twitch channel and the fundraiser down below in case you wanna go check it out. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel because every time there is Sims news like this, I make a video. For example, the roadmap next week, I'll make an entire video breaking down everything that they announce in it. And I'm guessing that if you made it all the way to the end of this video, you're probably gonna care about that one. So make sure you're subscribed and I will catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. Oh, also, if anybody plays Sims free play and has like any insight into what those things about free play mean on that teaser, let us know as well, because I have literally no clue. I don't know anything about free play.